My name is Diana Rangel. My age is, I'm 28 years old, and my major is nutrition science and emphasis in dietetics. I know that I've been depressed for a very long time, probably since the age of 21 when I had something tragic happen. But I actually never looked for help or seeked help. It was last year. I was at a really rough place. I had to withdraw for a quarter because basically I was living like a couch potato. Not out of choice. It was more because my depression got so bad that I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get up. I mean, I thought about it. There was days that I would struggle just to get up and eat because it was that bad. So I I had to withdraw from the quarter, and I guess I had to go see someone to finally, or I guess, no, it was before that. I wasn't feeling well. I knew there was something really wrong. I got to a point where I really just didn't want to live. So I went to the student health center. I was seen by a doctor, and they did an assessment. It was a questionnaire. I don't remember how many questions, but basically that's how they can deduce if you are clinically depressed. And I was diagnosed with severe depression. At the time, I had quit my job because it was really hard. I mean, it was really hard. So I didn't have insurance. That's the reason why I ended up using the services on campus, and I believe that the appointments or the visits are free. Medication is not, but it's super cheap. I probably paid for a year's worth of antidepressants, I'm gonna say I probably paid less than $10. So I know that depression goes hand in hand with suicide. For every person, it might be different. In my case, I was severely depressed, and there were thoughts of wanting it to end constantly. And I mean, this has been probably for a whole year, but not to the point of actually doing it. And I think the fact was that my depression was just so severe, I probably didn't even have the energy to go through with something like that. And I think it's different for everyone, but basically it's not being able to cope with it. And I think that's where a lot of people decide to commit the act of suicide, where they just think there's no way out. So I honestly think with depression, yeah, it's very likely that that's how you go from depression to suicide. When you think about it, nothing is that bad that should make you want to end your life. After whatever is making you have a hard time is over, you're gonna be okay. Don't worry about a thing. I really don't think it's gonna be alright.
My name is Leticia Venegas. I prefer to be called Letty. I'm 18 and I'm looking to get into something business related, but my major is still undecided. I haven't been to a doctor to get treated and whatnot, but my senior year of high school, I did start seeing the school psychologist. And when I switched over to a different clinic and went for a checkup, the physical, my doctor did recommend that I get checked out and everything, but I never did. Yes and no, there's suicidal thoughts where you think would it be better to not be here, but there's also thoughts oh, I'm gonna do it, or I'm gonna do it this way, or I want to do it soon, that kind of thing. I don't think I got to the point where I was oh, this is how I'm going to do it if I do it, and this is when I'm going to do never got to that point. I just questioned, like, would it be better if I did? How would others feel if I did? You know, you kind of get tired of living, so you just kind of think, like, that might be easier. But it's not easy. Who committed suicide when I was in high school. I didn't really know him well, but the few times I did see him, I guess I kind of regret not reaching out. I didn't think it was that serious, but you know, that's usually how it always is. You don't really know unless you know a person, or sometimes even you're blind to it. So.
My name is Laura Castillo. I'm the assistant to the director of the Student Health Center here on campus. What we offer here at the Student Health Center in terms of mental health is we do have individual counseling, one-on-one counseling with a provider. All of our providers are psychologists. We don't have interns at the moment. We do have periodically pre-doctoral interns, but right now they're all psychologists. But just individual counseling. We also provide group therapy. We have a couple of groups throughout the year that we offer, both in the fall and in the spring. Those typically we ask that they in advance sign up for, and they get pretty popular, so we do a really good job with that. We also do tabling events, so we have a health education assistant who does tabling events throughout the year. It's called Kick the Stigma, and those will be themed out. So one theme might be on depression, one might be on stress, one might be on sexual assault, so different themes throughout the year, and we try and post those on our website so that you kind of have an idea. And those are on Tuesdays, maybe one Tuesday every month. The other things that we do during Suicide Prevention Week in September is we have a candlelight vigil. We also do, we have signs with statistics that we put up for a week throughout on the North Lawn. That way students, faculty, staff can see what some of the statistics are with regards to suicide. And we also have what we call Journey to Wellness, and that's like a health fair, but it's more focused towards mental health issues. We have vendors that come out. We also have like a little pathway walk with stories for students to kind of engage with, and maybe read a story that might resonate with them, and then they can see how that happens. So we do offer quite a few things for our students. Students pay their health fee through their student fees in registration, and those health fees allow them to get sessions here, individual sessions with the therapist at no cost. They have to recognize that they need the help, and be encouraged by others that might know and love them to encourage them to seek counseling, and not to be afraid of counseling. It's something that I think the providers, the psychologists are really well versed in, and they can pretty much deal with any issue. And sometimes it's a nice outlet just to have somebody to talk to that's non-biased, that doesn't know you that well, and you can provide information to them, and they can assist you. They can assist you with maybe some coping skills. They can assist you with things to do if you're under a lot of stress and anxiety, and they can recognize other symptoms that you might have that they can assist with.